Hey guys, my name is Jonathan and welcome to my channel, Cook, Plate, Repeat. Today we're going to be making some flavorful, delicious Korean fried chicken. Let's get started. Alright guys, so now we're going to make our glaze for our Korean fried chicken. Let's look at our ingredients. We have minced garlic, Korean hot pepper paste, we have rice syrup, we have ketchup, we have our olive oil, we have our soy sauce, and we have our distilled white vinegar. So let's go ahead and start making our glaze for our Korean fried chicken. Put our olive oil in here. And again guys, the ingredients will be in the description box below. And we're just going to make sure that is nicely coated the pan. And we're going to put in our garlic, mixed garlic. We're going to saute this until it's nice and fragrant, okay? And make sure our heat is on medium. Smelling good. All right, so the way we're gonna do now is we're gonna put in our hot pepper paste. And then we're going to add in our ketchup. We're going to mix that around. Going to heat down some. Now we're going to put in our rice syrup. Get all that rice syrup, nice sweet rice syrup. It's going to nicely thicken this sauce. We're going to put in our vinegar. And we're going to put in our soy sauce. We're going to give this a good mix. So we just want to mix this until it's well combined. We're not going to try to thicken this because we're going to thicken it more so after we fry the chicken. So we just want to make sure all of these ingredients are well combined. That smells really good. Whew, that smells good. Very good, guys. This is going to be really good. All right, guys. Here are our ingredients. We have 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of minced ginger. So we're just gonna go ahead and combine our ingredients into our bowl with our chicken and get it well combined. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, here's our salt. Pepper. And we have our minced ginger. Okay. We're just going to go ahead and make sure that this is well combined. As you can see here, I'm mixing it. Make sure every chicken wing gets touched. All right, so this is good. Now that we have our chicken wings nice and seasoned, we're gonna allow it to sit and marinate for about an hour. Now remember, the longer you allow it to marinate, the better the flavor is gonna be. So you can marinate this for 2 hours, 4 hours, however you want. But I'm gonna do, for this video, I'm just gonna allow them to marinate for an hour. We'll see you now. Now it's time to make our breading mixture. So here are the ingredients that we're gonna use to make our breader. 1 cup of potato starch, 1/4 cup of wheat flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 3 eggs. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna dump all this in here and we're gonna mix it up. So let's go ahead and do that. We have our potato starch. You have our wheat flour. And we have our baking soda. All right, and we have our 3 eggs. And we're just gonna give this a good mix. And what this potato starch is gonna do is gonna make our chicken extra crunchy, and our wheat flour just gives our breader, or the breader that's gonna be sticking to the chicken, is just gonna give it body and structure. All right, so we're just gonna keep mixing. And not all wheat flour is made the same, so if you're doing this and you say, hey, you know, it's not loose enough, just go ahead and add an extra egg. This looks pretty good. I'm going to add 1 more egg. All right, so we added 1 more egg. All right, this looks like it's gonna do it. It should look like that. It's not too thick, and it's not too loose. It's still sticking to the chicken. This is what you want. All right, so now it's time to put this in the hot oil. Okay guys, now it's time to fry our chicken wings. Before we fry chicken wings, you definitely want to get your oil up to temp, okay? Between 330 and 350 for the first fry. But you know what I started to do now is I started to use potatoes in my frying oil. And the reason I did that is because after looking it up, it reduces acidity, it absorbs impurities, and it acts as a filter, and it prevents excess smoke. So, you know, if you would like to, if you decide to, use potatoes in your frying oil. And let me know on the channel, do you like using potatoes in your frying oil? Because the treat at the end is that you're able to eat these crispy fried potatoes. They taste real good, just a little salt and pepper. So let me know. Put your remarks down in the comments below. But now we're gonna go ahead and get started with frying our chicken. All right guys, so here's how our chicken looks. Okay, it's ready. Now our temperature is at between 320 and 340. Between 320 and 350, 340, that's good. This is for our first fry, okay? So let's go ahead and get our chicken in the oil. All right, just wanna make sure each piece is coated pretty good. Just gonna put it in like that. You know, just make sure your piece of chicken has a good, decent coat of batter on it. Make sure you don't overcrowd your pan. I have a 9-quart Dutch oven, so I can put a decent amount of chicken in here, but just be careful not to overcrowd your pan. You may have to do 2 batches. Okay guys, so we're gonna allow our chicken wings to cook for about 5 to 7 minutes on the first fry. It's time to take our chicken wings out. That's how they look. So now let's go ahead and start on our second batch. So here we got our second batch. Okay, we have our second batch in. All right guys, it's time to take our second batch of the first fry out. Stick them together a little bit. So now what we're going to do is allow our temperature to get to about 375, and then we're going to do our second batch of our first fry. And as you can see, I have our potatoes in there to filter out our cooking oil. It's time for our second fry of our first batch, so we're going to go ahead and put that in. And we're going to go ahead and let this cook for about 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. It should be nice and crispy and crunchy when you take it out, and it's going to darken, be a little bit more golden brown as well. All right guys, our first batch of our second fry is ready to be taken out. You can see how golden brown it is. It's even firmer. So the second fry has gotten out all the air pockets and is taking out as much moisture from the skin of the chicken as possible. All right, so now we're gonna put in our second batch of our second fry. This will be our last fry for this second batch. And we're gonna let this fry for about 8 to 10 minutes. All right guys, now it's time to take out the second batch of our second fry, okay? So looking good, looking good. Nice golden brown. All right guys, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna let these wings cool a little bit, and then we're gonna take a little taste test, okay? Because I wanna show you how these wings, how crispy they are and crunchy they are. So we see you back in a few minutes. All right, I wanted to show you how crunchy and crispy this Korean fried chicken is, okay? Double fried, all right? So let's come over here. Now this is before we put any sauce or anything on. See how, look how nice that is. Look how nice. And it's firm. Hear that? That's firmness. Okay, so this is kind of hot, so let's bite into it. Nice and crunchy, crispy. The juices are inside of the chicken. I mean, this is not overly fried and it's delicious, I tell you. Let's take another bite. Well, our chicken is fried up. We double fried it, and now we go ahead and we're gonna heat up our sauce, our glaze. Okay? And we're gonna continue to mix this until it starts bubbling. And after it starts bubbling, we're going to just pour it on top of our chicken, add some sesame seeds, and we're done. All right, and now we're just gonna let it cool off a little bit, and then we're gonna pour it on our chicken. All right, guys, so final step is to pour our thickened sauce on our chicken. We're gonna just leave some off, just in case we need it. We're gonna mix this around. Everything's nice and evenly coated. You know, guys, I like sauce, so I made sure we had enough, more than enough. Look at that nice glaze. Got some at the bottom, and we're just gonna add the rest. All right, so now all we have to do now is plate this. We're just gonna add some sesame seeds. All around. All right, guys, so we finished cooking our fried chicken, our Korean fried chicken. Now let's look at it plated. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Nice and pretty, isn't it? We have the glaze on it, and we have the sesame seeds. Only one thing left to do, and that's take a bite, see how it tastes. So let's get to it. This is some really good chicken, and tender on the inside. The glaze, the hot pepper sauce, the hot pepper paste, is really good. It's not overpowering. So from my kitchen to your kitchen, much love, and we'll see you later.